So we got a lot of cool shit to talk about today. Ed and I had a nice little conversation before, and a couple different. We're going to work on some accountability stuff. He and I together. I've made a commitment we both made a commitment that we're going to do our calls. I'm going to do my calls it's 10 o'clock his time, 7 o'clock my time. 2 hours of calls every day, 5 days a week. Um, and the goal too is going to be to have our deals that we do to be able to bring them on here, and then on the call labs too, to be able to go through and have them be case studies as we go. So um, so that we can work the
Yeah.
steps, and then work in the phone script.
Right.
Just so
Can I show you guys something real quick?
absolutely go for it.
Dude, what? Look at this. We've changed forms on the accountability team form where you submit your calls. And this one here allows us to do this. Isn't that pretty cool looking? Look at that. That's
Yeah.
where we stand for the week.
Okay.
All right. So that's where you guys you guys can see it now visually
Nice.
right here. It's
I like it.
all right. So I think I clicked in the form that you guys have access. I don't know if that's true or not, if you can get into this or not. I'll at least try to. I want to put Ed in here and Mark so they can get access. So I'm definitely want to get you guys' email addresses that you want for this, and that way you can get in here and look at these graphs and stuff too. But
Yeah.
I think it would be cool if all of us had access to it. That way you could kind of take a look at where you stand in relationship to your partners here
Mhm.
in the team. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right.
but anyway, kudos to you guys. Hey, thank you for doing that. It's kick ass. I think it looks great to see your activity. Boom, right
Oh,
there. Oh, one other thing too before I get out of your hair, man. Right here, let me get rid of this. Student of the Year award coming up soon. Okay. All right. That's a cowbell. That's virgin white cowbell, never been rung by any man. Okay. It's pure, untainted, and it's ready for the Student of the Year. Hey, love you guys. Thank you, Coach
all
Mark.
right.
Thank you, Coach
Hey,
Ed.
thanks for coming on, dude. It's great to see you.
Appreciate your
All
time.
right. Okay,
Talk
buddy.
to you later, Justin.
See you, Justin.
Yvonne,
Yes.
you've been ripping it up lately.
Yeah, way to go, dude.
Have you had a chance to send some contracts out last week? Mr. Cross?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. No, I sent out probably one contract last week.
Okay.
I've had some that I sent out a while ago that are kind of dripping in now. And to be honest with you guys, I'm kind of like facing like a shift because, when we started this accountability thing, and to see Alan Bryan, and all that, it's like it motivates me to get going, and you just start ripping on the calls, and then dude, next thing you know, I got these contracts that are getting signed, and some of them are what I think are pretty good, and but I haven't even done anything on the buyer side whatsoever. So I've just been so stagnant this last week trying to figure everything out, and I don't know if I want to get response, or if I just want to compile all the property data into like an Excel spreadsheet or then send it out as a PDF, because I have to show these buyers something, and so that's been taking me some time. So I haven't been super good on the calls lately, but I feel like last night I put in a lot of work, and I feel like I'm sitting better now. Like I'm better set up to like, okay, now I know what I'm doing, how I'm putting my my pictures and everything for that property that I got under contract in a one spot, one location, so I could just send it out easily. And yeah, but no, I currently have 5 that are signed, and 2 of those are
Awesome.
discounted. So 3 of those are just giving them what they want, but they're all purchase and sale.
So we got to find some buyers.
Right. I gotta go after the buyers now.
Okay. Well, it's yeah, we were talking about that this morning, how we're talking a lot about the front side, but we haven't talked a lot about the back side as far as the disposition. We've been talking about how to get them, and look at the success you had just by getting at least those five calls in a day, and then you're sending out agreements. Before you know it, that other side's coming in, and there's so much happening there that it pulls you away from the prospecting again, where you need more people, right? So it's kind of a catch-22. So you got to really be able to turn that around and then find the buyers, and that's the important part. Once you get it signed, you got to find people to buy it. So what's your strategy there? What have you been doing, or you just need to find time to do it?
Finding the time, but I've already taken some cash buyer leads off of PropStream. I've had them skipped. I haven't called them yet, but I've had some buyers contact me just off the Craigslist ads, which is great. So that's why I had to rush and scramble to kind of try to put this property information together. And I think just mentally, I've got to get my mindset right, like just knowing. Because I was like, dude, I don't know. Do I just do 5 days a week? I'm calling sellers, and then 2 of those 5 days I'm calling buyers. But no, that wouldn't work, because what if those 2 days are like Saturday and Sunday, but I get a deal on Monday? Now I gotta wait till Saturday or Sunday to figure out if I'm gonna line somebody up or not. And so I think now I need to hit 2 hours a day, and then in my third hour, which would be 6 to 7 p.m. my time, which is very late for the rest of the country.
Yeah.
That's when I start calling my buyers, and I think I really need to do everything in one day and just fit it in. You know what I mean? That way I'm consistently doing a little bit of everything, but that I can handle the signed contracts right then and there when I have them, instead of waiting on it.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's a good idea. The other side of that is, putting those couple days in as far as talking to buyers. That's really going to help you, because you're going to be able to start talking to buyers that'll start telling you what they want. So you might have an item that you've got to sell, but they might not want that. So once you have a buyer on the phone that you're talking to, when you've qualified them and they can come up, they've got the down payment and they're in that right arena, then you can qualify them and ask them what they're looking for and what they want. And then you can funnel your marketing to fill that need. You've got a buyer, now you just got to go find a house, instead of the other way where you find the house and then you go find the buyer. So a lot of people's thought is, hey, it's much better to have the buyer first and then go find what they want. What area do you want to be in? What's your price range? What's your minimum down? What's your monthly minimum that you can afford? What's your maximum? And then you go shop for them. And now you're looking at houses that are in that price range that should fit their wheelhouse, and you negotiate what you need to get them in that house. And then you're finding buyers that you can, and then you kind of work in that area where you, have got both sides working.
And it also works with, so the properties that you have under contract, right? Under wherever they are, where are they at?
A couple of them are in Missouri, a couple of them are in Arkansas, and one of them
cool.
is in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, cool. So wherever they're at too, so you start marketing for those. Now you can, even though they may not be interested in that particular house that you're working on, you can qualify them for, and then do the same thing that's Ed saying. So like here, we were talking about this earlier. So I have a place in Fort Smith, Arkansas. It's a lease option. I gotten a ton of hits, on it. And some people, it's in an association, so some people don't want that, particular thing. But they've got, $7 to $10 or whatever $1,000. So now I have this little list of people who I can go back to if I get another place in Fort Smith, right? So because I have a criteria. So if you do in your areas that you're working, you know, Nick talks a lot about this too. I mean, he does such a great job on, you know, going through the cash buyers. He sort of does like what Ed's talking about too. Like he'll go through and he'll figure out his market, right, wherever it is. So his is Houston, I think, mostly. And he did the same thing that you're doing, going through PropStream and getting the cash buyers, and then calling. Like what he would do is he'd spend a couple hours a day talking to the cash buyers, but really talking to the ones that um, knew exactly what they wanted and exactly how much they wanted to spend and exactly how quick they could close. So, and then he whittled it down. I think he whittled it down to like maybe 10 or 12 guys that he knew could close on deals. So when he gets a deal in that particular area, he just hits those 10 or 12 guys up and they're good to go, you know? So, what you're doing is exactly the formula, to do it. And it does, the one thing about buyers though too, which is tough. It's not so tough when it's on a wholesale deal, but on a lease option deal, you know, buyers for lease options, it happens all day long. You know, it's like you can't necessarily put you can't really say, hey, I'm going to call my buyers between, you know, 9 and 10 a.m. or whatever it is, because they just call all the time. And I mean, I could go through my Facebook thing, you know, my marketplace. I mean, I get people freaking hitting me up like all day and all night long, you know. So try to get back to them as soon as I can, and you know, so but it
That was a
doesn't always
question
work
I
out.
had. You said Craigslist. Are you using Facebook too, Vaughn?
Not for these ones so far. No.
Okay.
You're talking about putting them on the Facebook
program seems
Marketplace
to
or just
be
joining
like
some
the new
groups?
Craigslist.
Well, Facebook probably for like wholesale deals. I think it's best to do groups for wholesale deals. You know,
That helps.
look at the hit up the um, you know, the real estate investor groups in a particular state or area. You know, could even
Yep.
be down to the city, and then you know, you put it out there to the groups, and you should get some responses back on that for sure. So um, that's definitely a way. That's the Brandon Simmons and the Justin technique for wholesaling. You know, hitting up all those groups, and that's exactly what he did on that co-wholesaling. What Brandon Simmons did on the co-wholesaling shows that he did. I think he did two different ones, and that was exactly, he did like the live thing on the phone. He just started going through the groups, you know, and adding to groups and stuff like that. So from a wholesale standpoint, so that's great. And you know, like the other thing too is like it's always good. I think it is. I mean, it depends on what your numbers are like, but if you go on Craigslist too, I kind of like this also. You go on Craigslist and you just look for other investors in that area that are doing deals and give them a call and say, hey, you know, would you be open to JV and on this thing possibly, you know? And
Especially
then you
being
create,
shorthanded on the time that you are, you know, you're kind of, you know, landlocked there. So that's a great idea to try and just get someone to help you move it.
yeah. So
Thank you.
let's do that real quick. Let's look at that real quick. I'll share my screen and maybe we can just check it out and see. So give me what's the town? That won't just give me one of them. You don't have to give me the address or any of that stuff. What would be the town be?
Ida,
What's that?
Arkansas. Mount Ida, Arkansas.
What's the closest big
Bigger
town?
town.
Try Little Rock.
So if we go here and we go, as Justin says, slide down to the real estate for sale. Okay. And then we can put in a couple different keywords, but cash is always a good one. Okay, so we got 70 different, they're not all investors, but so this could be one. This looks like it could be a lease option. It is a lease option. So we could call this guy and see if he wants to buy, if he wants to sell it to us.
No, let's twist it up. Go ahead.
I think he's an lease option investor, but I mean, I'll call him. What the hell, right?
Let's
Option
see
to
what
buy
he's
1
gonna say.
year with 6,000. He wants 6,000. All right.
It's a mobile home.
Yeah, it's mobile home.
I want to get more to what we're working on with. I don't want to get sidetracked. It's so easy to get sidetracked in real estate.
It is.
It is.
Let's see here.
What are you looking for?
Here we go. This is a good one right here. Okay. This guy's got, he's, so this would be somebody you would call. Okay. It's got an 818 number, which is not an Arkansas number, I don't think. But you could call this guy and say, hey, I got a property, blah, 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 at this particular deal, at this particular area. Would you be open, do you have any buyers? We could JV on it.
Let's give him a call. Do you have any information on it handy there, Vaughn?
Yeah, I can pull some up. I got
mean, do you
got
want-
Trello on
well-
the mobile.
Let's pull him up and see if he's
Well,
interested.
let me just be clear here. I don't want you to have to do a JV deal if you don't want to,
Oh,
like I don't want, we don't want to force you into it, so if you think you can do it without it, by all means go.
I'm definitely open to it. At this point, man, I'm definitely open to it.
Cool.
But I do want to get good at everything all around eventually,
Right.
Yeah.
So let's see. So basically what you can do is, Ed, you want to call him?
Sure.
Say, hey, I got a partner. He's got a house in, or, I mean, do you want to call him, Vaughn? Do you feel like calling him right now?
Yeah. Look.
Hey, no pressure.
Sure. I mean, I'm here on the Zoom on my phone.
Okay. Let Ed do it, and he can be the, you guys are just partners, or he'll connect you with the guy.
Okay, I'm gonna put some stuff in the chat. Yeah.
Sure, that's perfect. Ooh, my heater's working good right now.
Heat is a beautiful thing.
It sure is, especially when you don't have it.
All right, so let's see the chat. But let me know what town you're looking at when you pull it up. Let's see, map.
You could probably just give the guy a call and say, hey, we might have a couple deals. Would you be open in JV? And, like you don't even really need to give them any information on the property necessarily.
There you go. We can. Indeed. Okay. So let me I got the phone number. Scroll up on this house a little bit so I can get some info. I guess it's on Dixie Drive or Huckleberry. Let's see here. Anyway, special.
And this guy's definitely an investor.
It looks like he's got a voicemail.
This is one of the things Joe McCall and we did coaching with Joe McCall for a while. Connor and I did, and
Got me.
Gavin Timms, and
Hmm.
they said that they got so many deals done because they actually answered the phone when somebody was calling. Like their buyers knew that if they called them, they would answer the phone, or if they didn't answer the phone, they would call them right back. So, like that person could have just missed out on a whole bunch of deals, possibly, you know. Um, so, and that's that whole buyer side that you um, about how important it is to actually answer the phone, and it's tough to do a lot of times. Here we go. Here's another one. Investor special. I like it. Um, 619. Hey, that's your area, isn't it? 619. Is this your ad?
That's my ad.
No, it looked
Let's call
familiar.
this guy.
Oh, it looked familiar.
That's perfect. Discounted property, cash buyer looking for best offer, 65. Cool. So yeah. So this would be somebody who we'd call, right? um,
So you should put in there like emergency sale, willing to what was he saying, like have to sell now, call with best offer, something like that, where people think they're going to get a great deal.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should put prices in there or not.
Yeah. Hey, willing to negotiate a sale price. Need to get rid of it immediately. Desperate owner needs to sell. Oh, it's like throwing chum in the water.
have you got any calls from the Craigslist ad at all?
I have. And then that's where things kind of fell apart or have been falling apart because I don't, get back with them with the property information in time. And so that's just been a struggle I've been dealing with the past couple of days.
Gotcha.
How are you taking the calls? Is it going to your cell phone, or do you have like another?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things you can do right off the bat, which just saves you time, is if somebody calls you and you can't answer the phone, just text them back right then and say, "Hey, listen, I'm busy right now. When is a good time to call you back?"
Okay.
Because then, obviously you're working and all that stuff, so it's like you can't be on the phone. But if you can take the second or when you have a minute to just text them back and say, I mean, obviously, um,
Yeah, text the time that's good for you. Can I
yeah,
text you? Can I call you at this time? I'm in meetings. Today.
Okay.
right. Or you can say, I have an emergency board meeting right now. I can't come to the phone.
Right.
Just so you all know,
Which
that's my
means you're out
secret.
surfing.
my secret response to people if I say, hey, I can't be there, I got an emergency board meeting, that means I'm surfing. So just so you all know, if I ever tell you, hey, I got an emergency board meeting, that's where I'm at.
So you trying to find a property in this neck of the woods or what?
Me?
Yeah. What are you
No, I
scrolling
was just
for?
trying to find some more, like investor
Properties.
properties. Yeah. So
So yeah, let's try something else besides cash. There we go. ARV.
there you go.
So if a guy's going ARV, he's a
Absolutely. That's an investor.
$50,000 the asking price. Estimated ARV 230. Wow.
Yeah, comps 227, 250.
We calling 501 506 2713.
We give him a call?
Yeah, I got it rolling right here. town is this in?
Little Rock.
What?
Springs. It's by Little Rock, but it's Heber Springs.
Hello, this is Victor.
Hey, Victor, giving me a call on the house in Arkansas. Am I too late or is it still available?
Which property is this?
The one for 50,000 looks like a little bit of a rehab.
Oh yeah, that one's no longer available.
Is that right? Okay. So you've got some other properties that you're working with?
I got one in Hot Springs. I know you could buy there.
Okay. Well, I'm working in that area with a partner too. My partner Vaughn, and he's probably got about 2 or 3 contracts right now in that surrounding area of Little Rock. Is that the area you work?
Yeah, that's the area I work.
Just checking to see if you might be interested in JVing with some of those with me. I'm kind of tight on my work schedule, and so is Vaughn, and we've been able to get some contracts, but we're having a little tougher times, getting the time put together for the dispo.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like a lot of people struggle with that, but I'm interested.
Yeah.
So you already have these locked up at certain prices, and you're just looking to dispo these?
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure we can work something out.
Well,
Can you send me the information or?
yeah, that's what I'll do. If you don't mind, I've got a little agreement that we sign with the people that we work with, just make sure that we're all on the same page and we understand, what the split would be. What's a fair split with you if we work something out with you?
40-60.
We normally work 75-25. Is that something you'd be interested in?
I do 70-30.
I think we can work with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We want to make sure it's worth your time. I'm sorry, your first name?
Right. My first name?
Yeah.
Victor.
Victor. Hey, Victor. My name's Ed.
Yeah.
Ed Klasky is my last name. It's Klasky. And then my partner is Vaughn, Vaughn. And his last name is Cross, Cross.
Okay.
And so, if you don't mind, yeah, I'll put that agreement together. What's a good email for you?
It's aobn10@gmail.com.
That's AOBN10.
Right. aobn10@gmail.com.
AOBN10@gmail.
Yes, Echo. So A as in Alpha, B as in Bravo. So A as in Alpha, O as in Oscar, B as in Bravo, E as in Echo, N as in Nancy, 10@gmail.com.
Perfect. AOBEN10 @gmail.
Yep.
Great. Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, we're we've got some relationships going in a couple other parts of Arkansas and down that south. I'm out of Indianapolis and Vaughn's out of Southern Cal. So yeah, we got a simple agreement just for we're doing a JV agreement, so we're all square on that, and we'll be at 70-30. That works out good for us, and I will get that sent over. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna have Vaughn reach back to you later today. Are you available later in the day, early evening?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Perfect. He's a Southern Cal guy, so he'll probably ring you later in the day if that works for you, and then we'll get this ball rolling. And hey, I look forward to making a lot of money with you.
Absolutely, man.
Hey, great, Victor. What's your last name?
Oben, OBEN.
OBEN. Perfect. Look forward to working with you, and we'll follow up. You'll hear from Vaughn, if not today, tomorrow for sure.
Sure.
Excellent. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Look at that, huh? See how that works?
Wow.
Come on, Vaughn.
Yeah, good, Ed.
Hot damn.
What do you think?
That sounded excellent.
So now you
Yeah,
got a guy, so now you can spend your time getting the deals and you got to dispo them, and 70-30, that works pretty good.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I will email you the info or text you. Let's see here. Let me get a good email for you, Vaughn.
Yeah.
peace, Larry.
Should I just put it in
Yeah.
the chat here?
See you
Yeah,
later,
that'd be
Mark.
perfect.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Do that, and then I'll send you the information, and then we've got that JV agreement in the collection of agreements. Grab one of those and put your terms down. Let's get that signed, and then we can start putting some deals to them.
Awesome. So I'm a little bit surprised he didn't even ask about the deal or anything.
That's because he's doing
I told
deals.
him I had a few of them.
Yeah,
So,
he's doing multiple deals. So
Yeah, so let's say here's one to get started.
Yeah.
Let's see what you do, big boy.
Awesome. Awesome, guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome. That's
That was
perfect. So
worth the
yeah, and
hour
you can
right
just
there.
you can continue to go down the line with that, and and get more, talk. I mean, he sounded like a pretty good, buyer, I think, right? I mean,
Yeah, sounds
I
like he's
think that
moving and
that could,
grooving.
yeah. So, that's somebody. So now you can, when you find deals, you got somebody to turn to, right? So, um, let's see, what did I want to do? Okay, here. Yeah. We'll go and just do a real quick. Oh, he was the only ARV. That I saw. So Memphis. Memphis is like the next closest place. So yeah, so you can do cash, ARV, what else? Like maybe Fixer. Yeah. There we go. I got a few. Here's a Fixer Upper. 20K. Wow. Yep, so this would be another another person to call too. So let's see, what other keywords would you think? How about
So how'd
must
you like
sell?
that little negotiation there? Yeah, I thought he was what was he looking for in the beginning? Like 60-40?
40, 60, 40, yeah.
Right, well, at least we got 10 points back.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. That's just by asking, right? I mean, shit, I'd do 50-50 with the guy, so I don't care.
Yeah, I was ready to do that myself. I just thought I'd throw that out. Normally we go 75-25.
I don't have to deal with the buyer, That's freaking
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Really cool. What else we got here? Got some good Tennessee ones. Yeah. All right. Great. That works out good. I like it. So, what else we got here? Yeah, so we were talking a little bit too about, today Ed and I were talking about the whole why thing, which kind of plays into our qualification part, right? Where we want to try to find the why. So I was asking Ed what's his why? Like, why is he doing this? And so he was telling me that he didn't want to have to wear a tie. Right. So we keep going deeper into why he doesn't want to wear a tie, so it's like, why don't you want to wear a tie? Because I don't want anybody to tell me what I need to wear, and I was saying the same thing, that I absolutely will not. The last actually real job that I had, it was in construction. I told them before I even started working with them that I'm not going to work with you unless I can wear shorts, because I just do not like wearing pants. So that was one of my criterias is like, I'm not going to wear pants on this job if you want me to work for you. So they let me do that, and I was pretty much the only one that wore shorts on that job. But but so you keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper into the why. Okay, well, why do I need to not wear, or why do I need to wear shorts? Because I want to feel comfortable. Well, why do you want to feel comfortable? Because it makes me feel good. That's the way I want to live. So then you get a little bit deeper into why you're doing stuff. So like, why are you doing the real estate business? Um, we were talking. So like for me, I want the freedom. Well, why do I want freedom? Because I don't want to work for anybody else anymore. Well, why don't I want to work for anybody else anymore? Because it pisses me off when I have to answer to somebody else. Well, why does it piss you off? Why you have to answer to somebody else? Because, I want to be able to, go surfing when I want to go surfing and work when I want to work and, all those things. So that goes right back to the whole deal with when you're talking to sellers on that why question. A lot of times we'll go through that and say, hey, well, why are you selling, or what's got you selling? And Justin talks a lot about that in the phone videos that he has, or phone trainings, that you got to dig a little bit deeper and turn the screws, right? Turn the screws a little more. So you'll get somebody that'll answer, why are you you say, hey, what's got you selling now? Well, I'm looking to move to a bigger house. Well, why do you want to move to a bigger house? So asking those questions a little bit to get a little bit deeper, to get to that motivation a little bit more, because whenever you're asking why, they're always going to, probably in most cases, they're going to give you short, pithy answers, like what we do kind of when we ask the questions also. So this one, I just called this one right before we were on. That's why I was a little bit late. So this was their grandparents' house. They grew up in this house part-time. Okay. So it's not a probate, but so what I ended up talking to her about, I said, well, why are you guys selling it? And she's like, well, we live, my mom's taking care of the house. She's, making the payments, or, paying all the expenses, and I'm like, well, how come you guys just don't keep it? And she's like, well, everybody lives a long ways away. So I kept asking the questions of why, and well, how come why don't you just do this or that or whatever? So what I ended up getting her down to was 215,000 is what price is. Or actually, no, we went to 220. They are actually open to doing, because her other thing too, one of the main things was that I really want to get a good family in here. Like that was super important to them, because they they all grew up in this house, so they didn't want to just do whatever. So I just kept asking, what do you want? What do you want? And so I said, yeah, well, I probably have to be around 160 if we did a cash deal. But if we did something creative, what if we were to do, this or this? She's like, yeah, and the tax bill's coming up. Let's see how much the tax bill is. I don't know if it's going to show it on here. She's like, yeah, my mom has to pay the tax bill, and she really doesn't want to have to pay it. And I'm like, well, why don't we do this? I'll give you 220. I will pay you like $1,400 a month, because the rent is about 14. And then I'll just, the money that I give you up front will just be what the tax bill is. So now the mom doesn't have to pay the tax bill. They're going to get income. And I said, and the other thing is that we're going to get a really good family in there, So look, at the property taxes are only $640. So, so I can do that. I can do the tax bill no problem as the option money, right? 640. That'd be cool. So her main thing is they really wanted to get a good family in there. And I said, that's exactly what we want to do. We want to get a good family in there, you know? So now I've got her because I kept asking why in different ways, you know? Um, and that was, so anyway, I'm calling her back right when we get off the phone in 15 minutes, or right when we get off the call in 15 minutes to close her. So hopefully it works. But she's gonna have. There's other family members that have to, you know, have to do it, and but I'm gonna just keep hitting. We want to get somebody good in there, you know, get somebody good. So, what are you reading, Ed?
I've just got some notes on the whys.
Hmm. Tell me what you got. Let's hear it.
Yeah, just something that we kind of we jump past a lot, where it's really an important part of the conversation when we're reaching out to people. And so I was just wrote down a bunch of whys, that I've been thinking about. Why have you not sold it? What do you mean? You think it was overpriced? I buy houses just like yours. What do you want? What do you want to see happen by the end of this call? Vacant or occupied? Why don't you list it with a real estate agent?
I like what one of Justin's is like. Well, what would you like to see in this contract to let us do business today?
Yeah.
What would you like to see on the contract for us to do business today?
I wanted to start by asking you a quick question. Is there any situation we can help with today? Dig deeper to uncover motivation. Is there a particular reason you're looking to sell at this time? I have some information on the home, but can you give me more? Trying to figure out where the pain points are. Why don't you rent it or give it to the family member? What made you decide to let it go? It's a great question to get them talking. Why not keep it in the family? Trying to figure out their motivation, talk about their pains and their needs, and stroke and nurture them as you're, communicating that why, and just make sure that you're spending enough time on that, because that's really what's going to give you their motivation. That's your chance to figure out where they're going to be, where they're going to be rating in that 1 to 10, that range.
I think too, another part which is really important that we probably don't do enough of, and Claude talks a lot about this, obviously, is the empathy part, you know? So like when I was talking to that lady on that last one I was talking about, she was telling me how, oh yeah, there's just so many memories, in this place, and so like I hit her with, oh man, that just must be tugging on your heartstrings big time, and she's like, yeah, totally, it really really tugs on my heartstrings, so having that empathy, and doesn't only go, it's interesting because I'm learning a lot about a lot of different communication skills in general. When you give somebody empathy, um, in your relationships in general, man, you get all kinds of like trust and respect from it, So, and it's a good practice. Like, hey, like, Alan, for example, like, your wife is probably dealing with the baby right now, and you're, oh man, I'm, something to the effect of, shit, I can feel, I can feel what you're going through right now. I know you have to watch the kid while I'm on this call, or just it could just be anything like that, though.
Yeah.
That sort of thing is such a great communication um, thing, and yeah, it's guts and it's all that stuff, but it's real life shit too. Like it really does make a difference in and stuff. I've been using it a lot lately, and it does really, really make a difference, and praising or, like in an empathy situation, it's like, man, that's a, like with that lady, I'm, oh man, that's pretty awesome that you're able to actually sell the place. It takes a lot of, I didn't do this, but this is what I'm thinking about now. It takes a lot of guts to be able to get to the point to actually have to sell a house that you have so many memories in, you know? So, so what that does is that's part of that thing that Claude talks about, and Justin talks about too, is that that people will do business with you, do with people who they like and trust, right? So those are key little screws to turn to be able to give them what they like and trust. So
Yeah, I'm sure it's very important to get someone in that home that you know is going to really respect it and love it, and hopefully be there for the next 30 to 50 years as well.
right. All right. What else we got? Chad, what's going on, dude? How are you?
Good, good. I'm listening in right now. I'm in the car, but I'm tuning
Cool.
in.
Well, I got somebody calling me. Should I answer it?
Reno,
Do it.
Yes.
Hello?
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Brad with the House of Belhaven, North Carolina.
Hey, Brad, what's up?
So we're having a couple issues, and I'm going to see if you can help us with it or guidance, or I don't really know how to proceed with it, since I think the lease is technically with y'all and you're subleasing to those tenants. So I don't know if you're even aware of what's going on.
What's going on?
So we haven't got a check this month. She
Okay.
told me that she was late on her rent and that she'd have one in a couple of days. And she texted me last week and said she got some money. She's going to send me a check, but I still haven't got
Okay.
one. And we still haven't settled on anything for August, where they got in there like the 3rd of August instead of September 1st.
Okay.
And there's some talk about, somebody showed me a Facebook post of hers where they painted the house and done a whole bunch of stuff, which is fine.
Mhm.
But they want to paint a brick fireplace.
Gotcha.
So, and in it says written permission before they could even do anything. We're not really pushing the other issue. That's just something we don't want touched.
Okay.
In case they don't buy it. Not everybody likes whitewashed brick,
Right.
So that's something that we want them to steer clear of. Once they buy it, they can do what they want to.
Right.
But that's one thing, is brick, stuff like that can't be undone. We don't want anything like that done. So
Okay.
I don't know if it's I need to deal with you with it or them, or what the deal is.
Well, I can definitely be an intermediary on it. So,
I just whatever the deal is. I'm trying to do it the right way in case.
Right.
this
Well, they're
progresses to
we
another level.
right. We've assigned it to them, so they're supposed to deal with you directly. So,
Okay. I wasn't
know.
sure because we didn't get I don't have a copy of anything except for with y'all. So
okay. I will. Mhm.
it's something to do with her paycheck.
Okay.
But they said it had to be in writing and all that kind of stuff. And I just wasn't sure because
Okay.
of what we have. And yeah, if you want to talk to her, like say, if we can get the August thing straight this
Mhm.
month and the whole not painting anything permanent.
Right.
I'm not really worried about, since we haven't done anything in writing.
Okay.
That's not a big deal because the understanding was they were going to do some improvements anyways. They just don't want
Gotcha.
anything permanent,
Okay. Sounds good, Brad. I'll take care of it
Okay.
today. All right. I'll
Cool,
get back
I
with you
appreciate
later.
it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. So that wasn't a call that we were, it's just a deal that I did before where they have a tenant that I got to deal with. So, but it's not it was just an assignment deal, not a sandwich. So,
Wow, that's interesting because we don't usually see this side of the process. Like,
as far as what?
well, after you assign it, like,
Yeah.
I didn't think they would call you back.
Yeah, I didn't either. He's a super cool dude, and I really want to. I'm, like I come up with, well, here's kind of a cool story actually. I had a deal that I did with this lady. This was about 2 years ago, and the tenants stopped paying. Okay, and it was an assignment deal. So what ended up happening was they did make one payment, and they did the whole COVID thing and all this shit, right? So, but one of the things that she wants them out. They're not, the contract is basically void because they didn't make payments, but they're doing they have a thing in California where you can get money for people that didn't pay during COVID. So they're going through this whole thing. So she's trying to get the money. It's like $7,000 or something, right? So and I've been helping her with that a little bit and sort of keeping the peace a little with it too. But anyway, what ended up happening is she's like, well, I want him out. I want to sell the property, And so I have had a really great relationship with her, very open. We call each other. She tells me what's going on, so on and so forth. So yesterday I said, well, look, why don't we do this? I'll just get an option on the property. You continue on with trying to get the money back from the state with them, and then once that happens, we'll give them 30 days notice and kick them out. And so I got an option. She's all, well, I just want $310,000. Like she's all, I paid whatever. If I got 310 or 315, I'm sorry, $315,000. And then I just want out of it because she's turned into a motivated seller now where she just wants out of it. So I got an option on the property for 315,000 and it's worth like 380. So so now I'm just gonna, and I did it non-exclusive, because I'm like, okay, I like that dude right there. I could have said, fuck you. I'm not gonna deal with that. They're your tenants now, but it's like, first of all, the guy's a super cool dude, and then secondly, like, if problems come up, I'm gonna still be involved, and be able to smooth the problems. And that's exactly what happened with this other deal, is that now I have an option on it. There's a possibility I can make some money and then help her out too, and she'll be out of it, and then she doesn't have to pay commissions, and the place needs a little bit of work, and all those things. So just by staying in contact and staying in the middle, and even though I'm not in the middle, I'm just sort of pushing it along, then we can, stuff like this comes up where now I have another opportunity to possibly make some more money on the deal, so
Very nice. Very nice. I like that.
yeah.
Lemons
So,
into lemon.
yeah. So, I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? I call these people up and I say, hey, listen, this is kind of what we need to do. Something got messed up in August, just take care of those little issues, keep him appeased, figure out, maybe they don't pay it. Maybe they figure and just make, a little bit extra payments. Hey, don't paint the fireplace, wait until after you get that closed. They don't want to do that because it affects the whole aesthetics of the place, blah, blah, blah. And, so basically just putting out little fires down the line. So what happens if at the end of the deal, these people don't buy it, right? Now, instead of me just saying, hey, you know what, that's your deal, you deal with it. He comes back to me and says, okay, well, what do we need to do? Well, maybe it's gone up in value. Sounds like these people are actually fixing the place up. So it's like, it's going to create some more value for it. Now we can turn it around and do an option and just do a cash deal, get out of it. So that's all part of being like water, right? Justin talks about that sometimes, being like water, there's water. Water does not create resistance. Water flows. It flows over rocks. It flows over trees. It finds its way down the stream. So, yeah. So that's another thing to be thinking about down the line too, to be able to possibly make more money later on. And it's just the right thing to do too, I think. Like it's just the right thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Right, because you know, they could tell their friend about you and be like, oh, this is what he did for me, and then that might be business down the line too. So
No doubt. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Well, I got to kick off. I appreciate you guys more than anything. Ed, tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. for me. So I just
Yep.
changed my whole deal up. I told Connor no more gym at 6:30. I'm making calls at 7. We can go to the gym after.
There you go. Rock and
Although
roll.
he's in Hawaii right now, so what difference does it make, right?
Alan, you're welcome to join us too.
Yeah.
We're gonna start getting together at 10 and get a strong 2 hours of phone calling every day.
Eastern.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Noted.
That's it.
Good.
Okay,
Thanks,
cool.
everybody. Really appreciate you checking in and accountability. Keep that working. You know, Vaughn doing a great job. Alan doing a great job. Really appreciate everybody doing it. We got Larry got motivated. We sent a contract out for Larry last night. So,
All right.
Yeah, good stuff is happening. So focus on that contract, baby. One a day. I mean, if you didn't have a goal of one a day, what would it be? So let's face that reality. Get one out a day. That's got to have it a minimum. 2 or 3 would be better.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay.
All right, guys. Love you all. I'll talk to you soon.
Back at you.